The questions we discussed during the seminar, how to find and provide trustworthy information, how to meet the client needs, and how to deal with particular policy issues on common interest in different countries. All of these led us to the question of on sharing information and the way on how to doing it, cooperating with each other. This session is devoted to the question of the recent practice of research cooperation. First, I'm going to introduce you the summary of the question, the summary of the answers for the questionnaire on sharing research papers, and then some regional corporations will introduce their practice. So, the questionnaire was addressed to all ECPRD members, and there were 30 answers received from 31 chambers and the European Parliament, and from other point of view from 28 European countries and the United States. Please note that some of the answers on the slides, because of different reasons, is not always the same. I don't want to bore you with the figures, but try to highlight the main lessons and trends. Oh, thank you. Yes. Here on the first slide, you can see that most of the research services publish their paper on the internet. The practice is more varied than saying only yes or no, as we can know from previous ECPRD questionnaires as well as from previous presentations of our recent seminar. Some of the research services publish them without any limitation. Some of them publish only the ones prepared proactively. In some cases, the research papers prepared on demand became public automatically after a particular period of time, or in case of being referred publicly, for example, in parliamentary debate, newspaper, social media, by the requester. In some parliaments, they can be published only with the consent of original requester. In other cases, the inquirer can object the publication only for limited time. The services that do not publish their papers do not do it mainly because of their confidentiality. One service needed ICT solution to be able to do it. 10 other services are planning to make public their papers in the near or more distant future. Only 2 services have strict regulation forbidding the publication. So the papers, or selected ones, are mainly public. Let's see how they're used by other research services. Most of research services use the papers of others. They mainly do it time to time, and 6 services use the materials of others regularly. Purpose of use. Almost in half of cases, the main purpose of use is to get information from their content for writing own papers. Around 1/4 of uses are directed to get ideas from its format and laid out for shaping own papers, or to get ideas from their topics and content. Some services added that they use them, the papers of others, for answering the individual requests of their members, for getting information on relevant sources of information on particular topics, or gaining further information on the topic. More than half of the services use the internet to find the papers of others. Some of them emphasize that they use targeted research directly on the website of other parliamentary research services. Around 1/3 asked papers from other research services, and 4 of them indicated the regular cooperation as a framework for it. In some answers, the ECPRD has been mentioned as a framework for sharing research papers. In 6 responses, EPRS and its newsletter also have been marked as a source of getting research papers. The newsletters of other, for example, the French Parliament and RSS, are also used by parliaments. The reason of not using the papers are different. We have the similar number of answers referring the impossibility of or difficulties of finding them, the language barriers of use, as well as the different interests of the members. So, by the end, I would like to thank for the answers coming from the national parliaments. They provide aspects on how to improve and strengthen our cooperation.